live. Let's put it that way. So, because I put up a community post there about 30 minutes ago or so, saying that I will be live for probably the next hour or two. I didn't think it'd be this early. I thought it'd be at least 8 o'clock, but we're here now. I suppose that's all that matters. Just to say, my ears are. When my ear was bleeding today, I can hear myself. It's funny, you can hear yourself like this, because I need to actually push this in, because my ears are blocked. I think I have an ear infection, to be totally honest. I did that with just basically usual, fill up with wax. That's basically it. And it's just pain. So yeah. So forgive me for them two yolks. And forgive me for sound. Obviously, it don't sound like to use, and obviously, it's basically you can hear yourself in your own head. You know, living rent free, obviously, as they always say. Hello, Spider. It's been a while since you've been around. How are you? How are you getting on? Living rent free, as I was saying. But yeah, how's things with you? How's your Wednesday going? Nearly, would you believe it's Wednesday already? Like again, I can hear myself. It sounds funny with the with things in my ears. That's good to hear. Like it's already nearly end of September already. Think about that for a second too. Like next week, next Saturday is the 30th of September, and then Sunday's the 1st of October. So, you know, you're not far away now. And I think it's 98 days. I think somebody said 98, 97 days into Christmas, something like that. So, you know, you're getting very close to it. You know, you're getting very close to Christmas too. And Halloween sure just is around the corner too. So, you know, you're getting very, very close to Christmas and October and things like that. To Halloween, not October. Obviously, you're getting close to October too. Never mind. That sounds a bit stupid. But yeah. So, the year's flying. I think, how much percentage? I think it's 72% gone this year so far. Like, the year have gone past. 72% of the year is gone already. Let's put it that way. So, you know, you don't find it now going. Then we're into 2024. Is what am I in 2024? Is what year is it? I'm doting. I'm actually doting for a second. Hello, Shawnee. How are you doing? I'm actually doting. Oh no, it is 20. Isn't it 2023? I'm actually Joe Biden at the moment. Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Yeah, it's literally Joe Biden. I know. I forget what forget what year it is. Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Wake up, Joe. No, I think I'm just being Joe Biden today. Never mind. Forgive me. Joe Biden. I should have 2024 there for a second. I got confused there for a second with myself. See, time goes too fast, that's the problem. And obviously, if it was 2024, the local authority elections would have happened, the European elections. I'm doting. He's doting. So, 2024, me ahead. Yeah, I don't know. I just got confused there for a second about what fucking year it was. So, time flies, to be totally honest. You won't find it 2024. So, you will find it at all. So, crazy stuff. Joe Biden. That was Joe Biden. Oh, the Champions League is back, is it? Yeah, be well probably this time be back, yeah. Joe Biden. Let me just see. The notifications go out. I presume they probably did. I probably should have set a Pacific time on the community post. But I kind of didn't know myself what time would be going live. To be totally honest with everybody. I didn't know myself. So I'm not going to lie to you there. So yeah, another big thing too that's happening. Hopefully it doesn't go ahead, but we have to see if it goes ahead or not. Um, so Elon Musk, obviously the owner of Twitter, uh, is talking about basically charging people for using Twitter. Now, obviously, straight away, is he literally trying to kill the platform that he bought? Like, I don't know. Like, you don't know at all what to say about that now. Like, it's insane. Because obviously, free speech, first of all, doesn't mean that you should pay for it. Obviously, you can. I don't pass much remarks, and if you want to pay for a blue check mark or something like that, uh, I deem that as okay. You don't have to, but you can if you want. But charging people just to use the social media platform, doesn't work well. Let's put it that way. With me, particularly when it's supposed to be, you're saying, oh, you're bought it because of free speech, you want to make Twitter a free place and things like that. But in reality, you know, you're going to just limit people from speech because they have to pay up for it. Even though it could, as he say, he could only put a €3 a month or something like that, right? But still, nonetheless, people have to work for that money and things like that. And they should be entitled to have their opinion without having to pay for it. And that's just straight up it. Even though people could say they have Twitter, they have other social media platforms, but it shouldn't be the case. Um, that's just my opinion. But obviously, if it does come in, I won't be paying for the pay to be honest. Let's put it that way. I won't be doing that. So, um, I'm sure vast majority of people do, but it looks like Elon Musk is determined to bring it in anyway. Regardless, he looks very determined to do it. So, but again, this is just to take with Elon Musk, just to say, uh, it's just he comes up with these most stupidest ideas ever you could come across. Like the most stupidest thing he could pull out of his head, he comes up with. Um, like it's just insane. Do you remember the time he was trying to limit how many tweets people could see and stuff like that? Like it was honestly just you want to kill your social media platform. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I was going on a tangent there. It's a big announcement. Am I getting married? Dougal, I have big news. You're getting married. What? You're getting married. So, found the head reference right there. So unless it's that, then I don't think there's any other big news. Apart from that, there's no other. um, apart, my eye doctor. But yeah, apart from that, not yes. How are you anyway today, How are you doing? How's your Wednesday going? Quite unusual weather. Let's put it. Doesn't know but what's today. Didn't know what to rain or did what to snow. What to do. The weather was just kind of iffy. Hello, Maya. It's just been a while since we've seen you two. Oh, everybody's coming back today. How are you doing? Spider hasn't been here for a long time. Maya hasn't been here for a long time. Everybody's coming back to Paddy James stuff. Come home, Paddy Wiley to me. I don't really. I don't understand the Peter Lance about this comedian. I don't get it really. What why he's been cancelled or what's happening. I've seen it on Twitter and I've seen it on different places, but I don't get it to be totally honest with you. I don't get it to be totally honest. I don't see anything. So I've seen it, but I haven't looked into it or haven't read up about it or anything like that. So it's just like what I seen didn't make any sense to me. I suppose let's put it that way. So I don't know. Yeah, I suppose everybody would call it Twitter. I suppose everybody would call it Twitter. The old school would call it Twitter. Like even I just say with Elon Musk too. Like, why did they change the, to X? Like, he should have just left it as Twitter. For years it was called Twitter. People even refer to it now. I think even there was a poll done in the United States there. 78% of Americans still prefer it as Twitter. So, it's a lot better sounding Twitter than X. It's absurd why he changed the two. The usual, of course. His own name. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like Elon Musk has done some good things, I will admit. But at the same time, he's doing some really, really stupid stuff that is just nonsensical. Particularly, again, if he goes ahead with this, that people have to pay to use Twitter. And then being free speech, you know, conflict of interest there, let's put it that way. But, because let's be fair, he has come up with stupid things before, Elon Musk, relating to Twitter. So, or X, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, but I think whoever's on Twitter at the moment is just going to be there anyway. I don't think anybody else is going to move over. You know, I think a few months ago when Elon Musk took it over first, maybe people everybody was hopping back on it after years and years and years. Yeah, monopolize. But that's if it goes ahead, because obviously he's facing absolute fucking big backlash. Because obviously, if he's going to charge something like, I don't know, if he charges, say, €10 a week or something like that, so that'd be 30 a month or so, say 40, right? For the sake of arguments, 40 a month to use Twitter. You know, people, first of all, a lot of people don't have that money too. First of all, that's the beginning and end of it. They're not multi billionaires. Second of all, obviously, people entitled to opinion. That's what free speech is about, and you shouldn't have to pay to have your opinion heard. Uh, you know, like especially the thing I don't get about it. It's different if he was just the poorest man in the world and didn't have a penny to his name. He's the richest man on the planet. Like he honestly doesn't need the money from the only Joe. He has SpaceX. He has different companies. He's the richest man in the world. He literally doesn't need the money. That's the point. He doesn't need the money. Like he could nearly pay for Twitter for the rest of his life to run it. With the amount of money he has. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like especially if I was in his situation, I just wouldn't give a shit. To be totally honest, I honestly couldn't give a shit. If I was in his position with the richest man on the planet, I'd just be like totally free. Everything's free on Twitter. Simple as that. I just simply wouldn't care after. Score prediction. I'd probably say Man what's that United? Oh, I don't know actually. I don't know. Maybe two. I don't know. 2-4 or so. I don't know. I kind of don't know. It's hard to know. Well, probably, yeah, the Munich team. The German team's actually pretty good. Uh, they're actually pretty good. The Manchester United's gone downhill a lot. It's Sir Alex Ferguson left, so not likely Manchester United. Maybe they might tie, but I don't see them winning in that match. If I was to say, but again, I don't. I haven't paid much attention, but just going for what I've seen. Dave Icke, yeah, I've watched a bit of Dave Icke, not in the good way, but I remember watching him a few years ago at this stage, maybe last year, I don't remember. But I do remember watching a bit of him. Not too much of him now, but I watched a bit. Back in the day, not recently. Again, I can't really remember the last time. It's definitely maybe a year ago or more. But it's been a good while. That's what I. It's not been today or yesterday. That's what I. Just because sometimes I just don't get around to watching everybody's videos, because it's hard to keep up to date with everything now on social media. So it's difficult now. Like I literally have on my, like literally my YouTube, watch later list. Let's call it that. That's what it's called. I literally have nearly, how much isn't that? It's 800 and something videos I need to watch, documentaries, different things, on different videos. Slowly I'm getting through, but every day of the week there's more added and more added and more added and more added. So basically I'd be here until next Christmas trying to watch them. Because there's just simply so much. You don't get time to watch videos all day, every day. Maybe you get time to watch about 30-minute video here and then a 10-minute video here, and then it all adds up. But it's hard to get watching all of it. Like Dev, even before I started the live stream, I watched the 10-minute video, and then I started the live stream. You get very little time, and then after this is over, you could be looking at 9 o'clock or so, and then you get something to eat and stuff like time. You don't get the time to do much. That's what one way I kind of wish YouTube went ahead and United have tip down. That didn't go through there for some reason. So, well, there's a lot of interesting takes going about it. Yeah, that's that. Can't remember. I was going to say something. I can't remember now. I'm a dope. I'm dope. Wished. He's a wanted man. Also, the Ploughing Championships. How did we go to the Ploughing, actually? Oh. I'm a wanted man. 5 notifications. He's wanted dead or alive. No, presuming nobody went to the Ploughing because it must have been just terrible for people going to the Ploughing. I think my comments are a bit fucked. Oh yeah, sorry. My comments were a bit fucked there for a second. I don't know why that's happening. Apologies for that. Sorry, I know it didn't actually even appear. Oh, you mean it? I don't know. I think Charlie Flanagan. Yeah, they're talking about the time he was at the Ploughing. That was a few years ago now. Yeah, but Charlie took off very quickly that time. He didn't stay. He didn't stick around. He was kind of gone in the blink of an eye. Yeah, apologies about it. My chat might be just a bit. Oh, there we are. I see you now. Oh, Trice. Was it Trice? Oh yeah. No, that was. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I can't really remember. I can't say for definite now. Actually, I remember one time, but I don't know about the second. You might be right. Actually, no. I think that might have been on the stream, wasn't it? I don't know. I might be wrong. Forgive me. I can't remember, but I remember him at the Ploughing. That's in Charlie. Well, not asking. Just kind of Charlie Flanagan just went off. So So I guess nobody went to the Ploughing anyway, because it must have been just atrocious for people. It was just flooded out of it, I think. What was I going to say to you? Speaking of Charlie Flanagan, Grips Media was asking him a question there at the Ploughing Championships. So, speaking of the devil and the devil should appear, I've just seen that literally in front of right there now. So, speaking of the devil, and the devil shall appear. Hello, David. You're a good bit late this year. It was the end of July. Well, it wasn't really Cavan Day. It was Oh, you just seen it there, literally. Yeah. So I was wondering why you were talking about that. Yeah. So that's what. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So it was the end of July. It was called Cavan Colin, but it's obviously it's long gone now. But I had nothing to do with it this year. But yeah, it's a good. It's a while gone past. Let's put that way. But I don't know when it is next year. I don't know. There hasn't been much talk about it this year. No. We're not. What's going to be next year? That's what I'm trying to say. There hasn't been much discussion about it. Usually it's around November when there's discussion about it. So probably we'll have more for you in November or so. Maybe. Or December. I don't know. We have to see. But it hasn't been talked about yet in any of the meetings. Not yet. We have to see. But damn it, my pen. My pen. Hello, Gaza. You're going to where or the devil? Probably not. No, I don't. I haven't been in the devil go in donkey's years. Well, actually, I tell a lie. I think it was last year I went to it. Yeah, I tell a lie. It was sometime last year. So I have a good bit on. I know Friday. Good few things I have to do now Friday. Don't know why my comments are acting kind of weird today. They're just popping up. They're popping up when they want to pop up. They're not just popping up. They're just kind of popping up whenever they feel like it. You know, like when it pops up on my screen, you probably can see it in the live chat, but it just won't pop up for me. It usually takes a minute or two for some reason. Don't know if I set something what was up. I probably did. Whatever. It might take a second for me to see any comments. Just bear that in mind for today. I don't know why. It might be just acting slow. YouTube servers. So just bear with me. If that does happen, just bear with me. But yeah, so any other fun with anybody? Any other crack? Oh no, I'm watching nothing else. There's nothing else in the background. I think it's just YouTube being laggy. Like that popped up there. Like that popped up on time, but the other ones didn't pop up. Actually, no, I tell a lie. That was a second ago. So I don't know. It's just a bit slow, but it popped up eventually. Anyway, I see it. Anyway. I'm actively looking. But what else was I was going to say something else, but what was it now? In the comments. Or with the live chat. I suppose not with the comments. But yeah, so what's happening in Castle Tower at the moment? I'm sure people have seen it. Now, obviously, there's been progress made on it, so I do agree in that there's a lot of progress being made. There's people from the Department of Integration down talking with them, at least engaging with them, you know. So that's good. It's good that there's engagement, at least. There's discussions. There's something happening. Just people turning up in the middle of the night, and that's it, you know. But type of discussions are happening now. So yeah, I see in Italy. Yeah, you often wonder about what do you call the Italian Prime Minister? Yeah, it can. Giorgia Meloni. That's all. Uh, you know, she was supposed to be very tough on immigration and stuff like that. Uh, Maybe she will be. We don't know yet. Maybe she will act on it, but it doesn't seem like she's doing much. Yeah, I've heard that too. But she wasn't spreading the members with. But Judge Maloney's kind of been very weak on her promise that she'd be not taking as many, you know, be tough on immigration, I suppose. But she's kind of softened a lot on that, though. But apart from that, she's still doing very well in the polls in Italy. I find that interesting that she's still doing well in the polls. People are still happy with her. You know, for a long time, you know, a few years ago, you would know that the Italian government literally collapsed every day of the week, and there was a general election every day of the week in Italy because there was no stable government. The government wasn't stable in Italy for a long time. There was no government though, so a lot of people are very happy. I think she has about nearly 60 to 70% approval rate, so which is good, obviously, for a prime minister. Compared to what Leo probably has, which is not busting for him. Let's put it away. Why is this acting? So we have to see. When is probably another few years out of the next Italian election? Also, Leo and Mihol and him and Wine are in New York. Got the United Nations. So they're having a great time over there. All the taxpayers' expense, of course. But it's funny that Usually one of them would be at home. The two of them wouldn't leave. Apart from St. Patrick's Day, usually be always just one at home. So usually the tarnished stuff would stay and then the Taoiseach would go, but I suppose they do have ministers at home. They would always have to have somebody in the cabinet left, one of the country. Who knows? So it's interesting. But hello everybody. Sorry, I just noticed there's 5 people here. Hello. Sorry, sometimes I get too into talking. I just never shut up. Nothing to see here. Everybody move along. Thank you. My chat is acting so weird that it just pops up in the center. So I don't know. I keep having to refresh. May I actually have to switch to phone? Oh, I say it'd be fine. So if I knew that, I would have probably done it on my phone tonight. It would have been simpler, but so when you don't know something's gonna happen, you never know. True. These are the facts that I want you to know. So yeah. Any other fun anyway? Any other crack with anybody? Anything anybody wants to talk about or anything? Oh, the budget. We won't find it too. October's the budget too, so we should see what they fucking do to us this year. So I wonder what's going to happen. Because they kind of do need to do stuff for people, because people are suffering at the moment. The only Joe is having it hard at the moment. Let's put it that way. Particularly with that, electricity prices have gone up because the price of a unit has gone up. Well, some companies have reduced it. They haven't helped the homeless in a long time in this country, so I don't think they're going to stop now, unfortunately. But I'm talking more electricity and day-to-day expenses, I suppose. Electricity, food, inflation, etc., etc. I don't foresee them doing anything to help homelessness. They say they're giving so much a million, but basically nothing happens. The numbers go up instead of going down. So, it never looks good, unfortunately. So even though they would allocate 50 million or something like that, it still would go up, unfortunately. There's never a significant decrease to justify the amount of money they're spending. Yeah, they're giving another few billion to Ukraine, I think. Another few million, sorry. They're giving 24 million, I think, to Ukraine. Soon it's up in non-lethal aid or whatever. Medical supplies or whatever. 24 million or something like that. Haven't got a touch. Well, it's not as bad as the United States. The United States of America, Joe Biden's looking from Congress at the moment. He's looking for another 24 billion to send to Ukraine. Another 24 billion. So at least we're not. At least the Irish government's not like, let's bankrupt the country and send 24 billion to Ukraine. Not million, billion, 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 billion. And I specify that again, billion. That's insane. How America could afford to do it. I don't know how much money in total the United States is giving Ukraine. It's insane. Damn, my pen's gone again. What am I looking here for Twitter for? I'm joking. I'm starting to be like Joe Biden. I couldn't remember what year it was there for a few minutes back an hour ago. Not an hour ago, but about 30 minutes ago. I just kind of had a fit. I forgot where I was for a second. The typical Joe Biden thing. But yeah, we have to see how if Congress approve it, because obviously it must be a good few trillion, or I don't know what's after trillion, because at this stage they're literally giving them ridiculous sums of money. So, like, it's inconceivable how much money they're giving. No, Jose, can you see? Like, it's insane. I didn't obviously too. Did you hear about the United States? They spent 800 million. Sorry, it was 800 million on a fighter jet, right? And they lost it for a day or two. They lost track of it. They didn't know where it went down. Obviously, the pilot ejected. Obviously, pulled his parachute and ejected from the plane. But the plane basically went on, and they lost it for 2 days. Without, they didn't even have a tracking device or anything to tell them where the plane went. And basically, they didn't know where an 800 million fighter jet went. Basically, let's put that way. So, you know, I don't know what to say about that, because if any government was going to pay 800 million for a fighter jet, you know, the least thing you could do is put a tracking device on it to know where it's going or where it's gone if it goes missing, you know. But obviously, you know, I don't know. And this is the worst part of it. An expert, they were asking only citizens if they know where the plane is, or if they see the plane in the sky, to tell the United States Air Force that where it is, because they didn't know where it is themselves. So, like, it's insane. So, insane stuff. And also, it's dark. It's dark now. We're talking 7:30 then. Even though it's a bit brighter today, it was a bit. It only got dark there a few minutes ago. Who knows? That's insanity. But yeah, it's crazy stuff now. The world's just gone mad, to be totally honest. Like, it's already is mad, so don't think it makes any difference. But I know. So much stuff to talk about. Like, there's a few more things out that I'm just trying to figure out a few things now. Ooh. Yeah. I'm paranoid over the chat today. I'm thinking I just turn off and it won't work. So, but yeah, any other fun with anybody else? Any other crack? Also, just randomly, FYI, I suppose, just randomly. Donald Trump's Donald Trump Jr.'s account, Donald Trump's son's account, right, Twitter account, got hacked today, and basically just all chaos broke out on his Twitter account. So, just FYI, there was some weird messages put up, and straight away it was red flags going all over the place. Well, not necessarily. He got indicted, but not really arrested. But yeah, it was just kind of weird. His Twitter account. I say it's probably fixed now, but that was earlier on this evening that happened. The fight. But I still say Donald Trump probably will be the president next year, to be totally honest. Because Joe Biden, it, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't see why. Ooh, what have I done? There we go. Listen, playing. Well, they probably have him in the benches so they can pull him out as a cow. That's what like a substitute. That's what Oh, there we are. It's supposed to be another bad day tomorrow, too, weather-wise. It's supposed to be just wet, miserable day. Like, literally, it is the last few days. So Friday's given good enough, but so. But it couldn't be as worse as Tuesday. Now Tuesday was atrocious yesterday. I was walking outside today. Yeah, I was walking. Yeah, I kind of just came back there just before 7:30 anyway. There's not much you can do now nearly in the evenings because it's starting to get dark. Basically, fuck all. The weather's not really any good to do much too. So because it's just the ground's just sogged. Like it's not even wet. It's just sogged because it's that much rain the last day or two. Like you couldn't do anything in the rain. So even though we're trying to do as much as we can, so you kind of backboned a bit when you see it. That's not even the word backboned. I don't know. I don't even know where I got the word from. I don't even know what it's supposed to even mean. So basically, in other words, you could do nothing basically because it's that bad or whatever. Which is not. I say it's going to be a tough winter now. I say it's going to be just cold and damp and snowy. Probably, hopefully, maybe a bit of snow. It'd be nice around Christmas to have a bit of snow. But I say it's just going to be windy and cold and damp and rainy and shitty kind of weather for the next few months. And because usually when you have a good summer, good enough summer, we had a good summer for a few weeks, and usually when you have that, you're going to suffer during the winter. That was the way it was years ago, but now you never know. I suppose you never know. I suppose it's always just kind of guessing game. You cannot change the weather. No, 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 and that won't change the weather. Do. So yeah. Just to say, I think the chat issue is fixed. I think it's coming up on time now, thankfully. So just to say, FYI to people, I think it's fixed because it seems to be fixed. Because that came up at the same time as it was posted. Let's put it that question. So I just keep refreshing it for this evening because I'm just paranoid. Paranoid. Everybody's paranoid. Obviously, I'm paranoid the most. It's like Joseph Stalin over again. Not as bad as that, obviously. Obviously. But it's funny, there was a protest in Dublin not last week, probably Saturday, I say, yeah. Let Women Speak rally, and it was funny. The protest was a counter protest, right? And obviously you're entitled to counter protest and protest to your heart's content. Obviously, the one condition, obviously, that you don't interrupt the peaceful procession of the protest. Now, obviously, the people who were counter protesting were screaming and roaring, and that's kind of disrupting the peaceful assembly. Let's put it that way. And obviously, they're entitled to counter protest, obviously with signs and stuff like that. But they shouldn't be shouting and roaring when somebody's speaking at a podium and things like that, and just having their opinion heard, right? Even if they disagree with them. It's common kind of manners and just saying, let them speak, and I could counter protest from the other side. Just let my presence be known, right? But no, that didn't work out. But the reason why I'm bringing this up at Stalin and stuff like that a picture, a good few of them had a picture of Lenin among the protests. Lenin, the leader of the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. Obviously, the precursor to Joseph Stalin. Obviously, when Lenin died, Joseph Stalin became the leader of the Soviet Union. And you kind of know how bad that went. That didn't go very well for everybody in the Soviet Union. Hello, user. How are you doing? So it didn't go well for them. Let's put that. So, but yeah, that's all I say about the protest that was on Saturday. So, but you never really think you see a picture of Lenin on somebody's placard in Ireland. Like you question things when you see that. You know, even though they're entitled to hold beliefs, obviously. Uh, but I do question why they would hold up somebody to a podium that killed about 9 million people. Even Lenin did during the Russian Civil War, obviously. You could say too, well, it wasn't Lenin that gave the direct order to execute the Tsar and his family, obviously, but you could say, obviously, as the leader of the Soviet, of the USSR at the time, during the Civil War, not really the leader, but in the Civil War, kind of ahead of the Bolsheviks, I suppose, say. How's the housing situation? It's not good, it's not busting, let's put it that way. It's actually I think it's getting worse more than better, to be totally honest. So it's not getting any better, I don't think. So it's going to be a long time before it's better. Because there's just far too much strain on everything. There's far too much strain on every part of the house market, on renters, on people that want to buy a house, etc., etc. It's far too much. There's far too many people looking for houses to rent and buy, and it's just far too much. You see videos on Twitter there where people are literally lining up in hundreds to see a house. It's insanity. When you see that, you're just like, there's no fixing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the flags the most show. For whatever reason, I don't know. Oh, oh I know, but the government don't care to listen. But so, but not even that too. I don't even think the housing situation would be solved overnight too, because the problem is the population is big, and obviously in Dublin, mainly people work in Dublin. The majority of jobs and stuff are in Dublin, and people look for houses in Dublin. So, and then obviously in big towns and stuff like that, because that's generally where people want their houses and near their work or things like that, or college or school, whatever. And the demand and the housing is simply not there. Simply not there for people. You know, like even there in Sligo, take for example, there's some people I know that's going to Sligo University. Yo, I don't think they ever foreseen when they started Sligo University down in Sligo that loads of people would go to Sligo University, and there wouldn't be enough student accommodation and stuff like that. I don't think they've foreseen it. They only had a certain few accommodations. Didn't think it'd be as big as it was in opposite. So and then obviously too, it's just the price of stuff, the price of rent and the price of a house compared to years ago. Years ago, you could get a big fucking farm for less than 100,000, maybe 50,000 or so. And nowadays, if you were getting a small farm, they'd be looking for nearly 3 million of it, in land and stuff like that. Like literally, they would nearly. Because things have got so unaffordable for the only Joe that literally nobody could afford it. This is simple as that. Things have got so expensive for the only Joe that you simply cannot afford it. Simple as that. Society and economy and products and different things have got so advanced so quickly. The things have got so expensive so quickly that it simply cannot. An ordinary person's salary can't keep up with the demand of modern society. That's what I'm trying to say. Very poetic. But that's what I'm trying to say. People's salaries are not increasing the way things are increasing. Take for example rent and stuff like that. Salaries are not going up. Salaries are staying the same, and the rent's going up. Things are going up. Food are going up. So, you're kind of fucked regardless, in terms of housing and stuff like that. I don't know. A big long explanation. Forgive me. Joe Biden explanation. They don't want farmers exactly. Oh, sorry, it didn't even pop up. Oh yeah, well that too. I suppose it's a lot of stuff in this country. Future funds and stuff, buying up properties, selling them at extortion rates. Extortion, like literally extortion rates. It's insane. I know Australia doesn't take many people, but Australia, nobody can really get into Australia unless you have literally every T on your passport right. They literally wouldn't let you in unless literally everything was right in your passport. So, understandable Australia. Yeah, but they don't want farmers and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, nobody could afford land nowadays. Nobody could. The only joke, like if you and me wanted to go off tomorrow now and buy a plot of land right in the country, you still would be paying a very hefty price for it. Even though it was only the size of this room, right? They'd be still looking for 20k off you to buy the land. Because it just became so... Things have become so expensive that nobody could really afford it. And it's all about they want you to go and look for a loan off the bank, and you'll be paying that back for the rest of your life to the bank. So basically you'd be a slave to the bank for the rest of your life and paying it back. It's just society's kind of fucked in terms of all them kind of things. And then obviously vulture funds and stuff are just extorting people. So, but obviously the government very friendly with vulture funds. Scored again. But see too about soccer too, just randomly bring this up. It must be difficult even for GA and stuff. Like imagine loads of people, but I don't know how many in the stadium. You could say maybe 10,000 people watching the big stadium. Not saying like Bethany Park or something like that, but say Croke Park. I don't even know how big. Probably 50k maybe. Imagine all them people just staring at you, and you have the ball, and you're trying to score. Like imagine the amount of pressure that's on you to score, and then the amount of people you're thinking about online and on the TV watching your every movement when you have the ball to try and score the goal, and particularly when it's in the last stages of a match. Imagine the pressure, like inside of you, and just the sheer stress of it. Like imagine that. Like it's insane. Like it's alright a small local championship final or something like that. If it's from Crusher Law versus Ava or something like that, with only maybe a couple of hundred people there, you'd be like, fair enough, that's not too much. But when it's a big championship game and stuff like that, the pressure must be just so, or even the All Ireland final. Imagine the poor players. Like I say, they literally are wicking themselves every step of the way, because literally one literally wrong move and everybody sees it. And it could be the meaning between winning or losing the game, or even the final. Things like that. You get what I'm saying? Mind games. I would the keepers do mind games now and again. And just even too with score and goals things, because the keeper's always an obstacle. But like obviously in GA you can score a point if the keeper's in the way. So that's a good thing about GA. But in soccer obviously you need to be in the back of the net. So at least that's the good thing about GA. If you can't go for goal, you can try and get it over the bar. And generally when people come up with a ball in GA and stuff like that, and try and get it into the back of the net to try and score a goal in GA, if they can't do it, they score a point. So at least they get something out of it, compared to in soccer where it's kind of, you have one net that you need to get it into, and you have a 50-50 chance, and it's a lot harder. Let's put it 50-50. Also, the amount of GTA 6 accounts literally on Twitter was insane. On X, same thing, I suppose. Also, Darrell Aaron's back today, just to say. Oh yeah, that's been a few times, yeah. But as I said before, one time, imagine you literally every day of the week talk about GTA 5, right? Every day, literally every day has a video out about GTA 5 or GTA 6 and stuff like that. And your whole career is built on GTA. And the person that you play in the game calls you out for your bullshit. You kind of have failed something very miserably. Because let's be fair, you see Mr. Boss the win at the moment. Literally every day of the week, and I literally mean every day of the week, he has a GTA 6 video out. Even though GTA 6 is probably nearly 2 more years away from coming out. I wouldn't mind last year. There was a leak last year about GTA 6. It's understandable maybe that he made 1 or 2 videos. But literally every day he's at it saying it's coming out tomorrow. It's coming out next week. It's coming out the week after. And every day it's just the exact same bullshit, but a different day. A different thumbnail and stuff. Like, how sad do you have to be? Like, do you have to be so sad that you have nothing else better to do in your life but clickbait a game that hasn't come out yet? That hasn't even come out yet. I wouldn't mind if it was out, but it hasn't even come out yet. It's clickbaiting about it. But yeah, not as bad as it used to be, obviously. But Mr. Boss for the win is definitely the worst. Like, we used to have Lispy Jimmy and Senando and stuff like that. At least they're out of the picture. And not by 4 Lives on about things for children. He's got turned into a baby's channel, basically. He's going back to the baby school. Not by 4 Live, obviously not much addition either. He blocked me in front of a calling about, but That's a different kettle of fish. But Mr. Boss of the Wind definitely just, without a doubt, is just the worst of the worst. Like, you couldn't find any worse than Mr. Boss of the Wind. I do remember him. I didn't watch him that much, but watched a bit of him. But he didn't clickbait that much. Mr. Boss of the Wind just misled people to. Misled is not even the word. Like, you think honestly, Mr. Boss of the Wind would go out and get a real job or something, and do something useful for society. In the meantime. Because I wouldn't mind if he was doing something useful. He's just clickbaiting. Like, at this stage, you might as well get up in the morning and go out to walk. Because you have more use for doing that than clickbaiting and misleading people. Particularly because half his audience are children. You know. Like yesterday, the GTA 6 Rockstar was Bond's anniversary. Rockstar hasn't said shit. Basically, they've done a small thing in GTA Online for GTA 5's 10th anniversary, but they said nothing of GTA 6. They didn't even fucking bother to do it. And he's just been on about that for the last few days. Even though maybe his upload 3 hours ago may be right. Red Dead Redemption 2 most likely will get a port to the PS5 and the modern gen consoles, Xbox Series X. But apart from that, nothing really else. He's writing that because they are probably going to do that. I'll tell you, we're probably going to 9 anyway, and then we'll call it quits then. Peeking out the window, peeking. Yeah, like literally whatever work style says. It doesn't matter what they say, it's just like GTA 6, GTA 6, GTA 6. That's like, it's like literally the old school days where there was no YouTube and stuff like that. Life was more simpler back then. Life was more simple. When Rockstar actually released games every few years, compared to nowadays where literally it's one every century. And when they literally cared about the games. Nowadays they just care about milking GTA 5. Like, it's a perfect example. Like, Rockstar back then. Like, I'm not even going to talk about the Definitive Edition, but back in the day, the old Rockstar games would have made a brand new Red Dead Redemption 1 remastered. Totally new graphics, totally new stuff. But no, Modern Rockstars is like a portal over €50, thank you, and out I go. That's it. It's 50 tally, yeah. It's pretty well. Oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like the PS2, it had its limitations and stuff like that, but it was still like you could see that some of the Rockstar games when they made the PS2 version of GTA 2 or even GTA 5 City and stuff like that, you could see that they actually cared. They cared for the game. Somebody actually put their heart and soul into the game. You know, back in the day, Rockstar employees, they actually cared about the thing they were making. You know, they cared about making a good game, good functions, good best graphics they could at the time on PS2. Which, let's be fair, GTA 2 and GTA 5 City and GTA San Andreas particularly, it was inconceivable back in the day when they came out that something like this could be on a PS2 or an Xbox 360 back in the day. You know, it was inconceivable that the world could be so big and stuff like that. And Rockstar kept pushing the boundaries and kept pushing the limitations on what they could do. But nowadays, Rockstar just doesn't give a shit. And just, you can see with the GTA Trinity divisions, the games that actually made Rockstar games, GTA 2, GTA 5 City, particularly GTA San Andreas and GTA 5 City more than GTA 2. That's where many people started playing GTA right. That's the games that literally made Rockstar what they are today, give them the multi-million dollars that they have today, that started them off, you know. And you see the way they treated in the definitive edition. They just kind of they didn't even do it themselves. They give it to Grove Street Games that only had about 7 people working on the game, that just didn't give a shit. They just plastered whatever, and they didn't care. They simply didn't care. Like, it was just like they didn't even bother to go to the time and effort themselves to do it. Rockstar Games themselves. You think they would have, and especially because they had, like, years ago, if that was the old Rockstar games, they would have took years and years to perfect GTA 2, GTA 5 City, GTA San Andreas to the best graphics of a modern console they could do. The best, you know, the best functions, the best movement, the best everything. But no, they went for the cheap option that, well, it's just basically cash grab. GTA Definitive Edition. Yeah, GTA 2 is a good, good intro. All the GTAs kind of do too. All the GTAs kind of a good intro. Now, I have to say, when I played GTA 5 the first time, I was very confused when they were Naughty Eichmann and, you know, we were just kind of dropped into a heist, you know. You know, I was a bit confused, and then I kind of understood when the first mission happened. I was kind of like, oh, I see what they're trying to do here. But I was a bit confused now. The GTA 5 one was kind of a bit confused. I liked GTA 4 one too, when just coming off the boat. And Roman, your cousin, is trying. You've been listening to loads of bullshit for the last few years, saying, "Oh, he has a big mansion, loads of women, big American titties and stuff like that." And then when you turn up in Liberty City, he literally has a shitty apartment in Hope Beach in the worst part of the city, and there's no women or nothing. So you literally, it's kind of funny, you know, but it's kind of a good thing as well. And I suppose it's a good kind of thing too, that it makes you think that not everything's the way you see it. I suppose that's what the game's trying to spit out too. Even GTA San Andreas is one that's good too. You're coming back from Liberty City. Carl's coming back from Liberty City, hearing about his mother's death, uh, and he gets intercepted by the drugs task force units. I can't remember what it's called, but Tenpenny and Pulaski and all them. And they're basically just the biggest corrupt cops he could find anywhere. Uh, and they just basically extort him and leave him in ballast territory, and he's like, oh shit, here we go again. You know, like it's these small things. But again, waiting to see in GTA 6 if I'd be like, my pronouns are he, him, and stuff like that. Like, that's probably what it's going to be. I identify as, I don't know, I identify as whatever. That's literally what it's probably going to be. Like, that's literally going to be intro of GTA 6 pronouns and stuff like that. Choose your pronouns and stuff. Literally, probably what literally will be. And then if anybody, literally GTA 6 probably like, if you misgender somebody, we're coming after you to kill you. We're going to Katsu on Twitter. Like, literally, that's the modern GTAs nearly nowadays. That's the biggest crime. If you go and murder somebody, you're safe. If you misgender somebody online, oh boy gosh, you will get a 6-star water level very quick. They will literally send tanks to your house to stop you. So, because literally that's the way society's gone. And that's the sad truth of it. That it is literally it. You get a 6-star water level instantly if you misgender somebody. Yeah, exactly too. I'm just watching what's happening on Twitter today. I'm not saying too much because I'm kind of just watching things as they happen. But everything's gone quiet once again. Ooh, we'll go for another few minutes anyway before I tip on. I probably should have went live at 9 instead of going early, but what can you do? Is that window open or is it closed? It's closed. Poking out. See, is there any women out there? I'm only joking. Oh yeah, carbon emissions. Yeah, exactly. Did you hear about Saints Row's developers Felicia going bankrupt because the wokeness they started with the Saints Row reboot? Literally, I played the game and then the first, which I planned to stream it and everything, but I was like, fuck this. As soon as I heard the first mission, I was like, fuck this. They were literally on about the carbon emissions. In the first time you played the game, they're on about your carbon emissions. So, and then they're on about your student loans. In the first mission, straight away you're just like, yeah, I kind of see who made this game. It was blue-haired people, and they live with their cats, and you know, exactly. Yeah, apparently the sits row, the person that's supposed to look after the community, the manager. Basically, anybody who likes Johnny Gat is a terrorist. That's basically what the community, not my words, the community manager of Felicia that is bankrupt at the moment. She has no job at the moment. She literally calls them terrorists. They literally are terrorists. The old people like you around only are terrorists. They like Johnny Gat. You like Saints Row too, no? And literally, if you look up Saints Row at the moment, they were literally arguing with their fans a few weeks ago. People wanted the Saints Row 2 reboot. And they were literally like, no, we will not do it. We want to stick with the wokeness that we have. And then 10 minutes later, they went bankrupt. So, go woke and go broke, basically. That's what I mean. If you go woke, you're going to go broke. Because that's literally what happened to them. They went woke and they found out what happened. After a year, they went bankrupt. So, and literally that's what happened. If they could have saved themselves. They literally could have Felicia if they went and said, right, people are not too pleased with the reboot because it's absolute garbage and wokeness. And it cost 100 million to make, just to say, yeah, I had. If we just do a Saints Row 2 reboot, new graphics and new design, better designs of the characters and stuff like that, improved design, let's put it that way, and done a reboot for the modern gen consoles, they could have saved themselves. People would have been absolutely delighted. I would have been delighted with a Saints Row 2 reboot. But no, they were like, we want to just be woke. And simple as that. We just want to be woke and just identify as, I don't know, you know. And the worst thing about it was, too, in the Saints Row reboot, there was LARPing missions in it, LARPing missions, where you're literally pretending that you're in a game and you're shooting people with fake guns and stuff like that. So, and this literally went on for about an hour in the game, in a main mission, just to say. Like, literally, the LARPing's up and hard. But yeah, like that's why they're bankrupt at the moment. They don't exist. Volition doesn't exist. So and there's not much loss. I feel bad for the only Joe, like working a 9 to 5, in Volition and stuff like that. They don't have probably. Well, a lot of them kind of moved over to another studio, but you feel bad for them because at the end of the day, it sucks to lose a job. But for the people at the top, Well, I kind of think Call of Duty got the gist of it. Yeah, people weren't too pleased about Vanguard. It didn't do too well. Let's put it that way. My team, the enemy team. Instead of calling them Soviets versus Nazis or whatever, Germans, you call them my team, the enemy team. You know, my team, the enemy team, literally. And then they were on about like I don't even want to get into Vanguard because it just literally made a show of themselves. And you can see. And literally, just to say, I'm not buying the new Call of Duty this year because it's just going to be exact same shit, the exact same year. Every year is the same. It's just bullshit after bullshit. A 10-minute campaign. You pay €70 for a 10-minute campaign. I literally only played it once and I got sick of it. Last year's campaign. And I was like, fuck this. And after paying €70 for it, I was like, nope, nope, I don't want to. And I even bought it for my moderator too. So I spent €270. I spent €170 on it. And I didn't like it. And I never played it again. I only played about 2 hours of it. At most, 2 hours of a campaign. And maybe a match of multiplayer. And I was like, fuck this shit. And I left it there. And I didn't play it again. So, and that's literally what's going to happen. So literally every year it's just a rinse and repeat. And why would you spend €70 again for another Call of Duty that has literally no fucking missions in it? Like, if you literally pick an older Call of Duty, you have a fully fleshed campaign that's heavily crafted, like World of War and stuff like that. That's amazing. Black Ops 1, amazing. Black Ops 2, amazing stuff in the campaign. And you're just like, oh, And then the multiplayer, don't even get me started. They fucking put in 5 guns. To put in 5 guns and that's it. Nothing new. Nothing changes. Nothing new at all. A few maybe new maps here and there, but basically, at the end of the day, fuck all happens. Nothing fun. It's the same shit every day. That's what's happening. Yeah, I'm going to buy the new Assassin's Creed. It's coming out the 5th of October. So I'll be buying that. But the one thing I have to understand, we're kind of going to stream a lot of City Skylines too when that comes out at the end of October. It's going to be bossing. I'm going to build a big city and stuff. Sorry, I had a song in my head. There's a song in my brain and I don't know it. I ought to know that I love me. Lol. Well, so anything else? We probably will go now in a second or two. I have a few things I need to do actually this evening. Wished. Today is what? I actually don't even know what that is, to be totally honest. Today is today. No shit, Sherlock. Do. So yeah, I think we probably will leave it there for tonight because I think we kind of talked about many, many different things. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to ask before I go. Now, I do think we probably will be back maybe Monday or so, or Sunday. I don't foresee it Friday, I know, because Friday I'll be very busy now, Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday, I don't think we'll do tomorrow, you. See, it's very hard. I used to be, it's a tell when you get older too, that you have a lot less energy. I do admit that, even though I'm only 20. You still find it, getting up and early in the morning and going to work and, doing the holidays walk and then coming home and then doing a bit more and stuff like that. Yeah, it takes a toll on you. It does take a toll on you. Even as a young person, it still takes a toll on you. Especially when you're doing it every day, it takes a toll. And, it's a lot tiring, it's a lot drainier than I used to be. Last year, the year before, I just keep pushing forward, regardless. But nowadays I can't push forward, unfortunately. I'm not fit to push forward. I can only push a bit, that's about it. So that's why there's less streams and less stuff happening. At the boomer tower, yeah, exactly. Not too far behind you now. In the few years now. Hello, Fiona. We're just about to nearly go for this evening, so unless anybody has anything else to say, we're just literally about to go. Everybody turns up as soon as I'm about to go. But we'll wait another minute or two and then we tip on. If anybody has anything else before we have to go. An hour and 18 or so. That's good. It's good enough. One late. I'm only joking. Don't mind me. I suppose I did pull up in the community post. Now I do apologise. I didn't really know myself when I would live stream tonight. I said it in an hour or two. So I didn't specifically say it tonight. So it's kind of my fault that I didn't specifically say in the community post when it would be. Like, I didn't know myself. That's the worst part of it. I don't know myself when I'm going to go live. I knew it would be sometime between that time, but I didn't know. I only kind of give 30 minutes notice that that was going to happen. So, not many people have probably seen it beforehand. So. But again, it's just kind of awkward the way things are nowadays. Only to be young again. And to have more free time. To be young again. It's great to be young again. But anyway, I think we probably will leave it there for tonight. I think we'll get a cup of tea in it before I do anything else. And my phone is having a fit. Woof, woof, woof. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you everyone for watching, as always. Good discussions tonight about different things. Yeah, that's about it. There's nothing really else happening. Yeah, so thank you everyone for being here. There's nothing else. I don't think there's anything else I need to say tonight. Don't think there's anything else. Just trying to think it through my head, am I? No, I don't think so. Don't think there's anything else. So yeah, we'll leave it there for tonight. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it as always, obviously. I know again sometimes these streams can be just every once in a blue moon nowadays, and they have to literally get very little notice, but it's difficult to kind of give notice. But we'll try our best to do as best we can. But most likely it'll probably be Monday again, maybe we'll be live or Sunday. But most likely be Monday. I do think it'll be Monday evening. So we'll see from there. I suppose that's basically all I could tell you. That's all. That's all I know for the moment myself. But yeah, so I leave you to it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. But I'll probably have a video up anyway, probably Friday. So I do think there's a video there to be uploaded at some stage, either tomorrow or Friday. So I will probably it's already recorded. It just needs to be put up. So it generally I won't be speaking to you. So have a good rest of your week. Basically, that's what I say. So I talk to you later and goodbye.